Prasar Bharati, in collaboration with National Book Trust, presents Story Lounge on All India Radio.
Contrary to popular perception, reading habits are not on the wane due to multiple sources of information emerging on digital platforms. Yet, book publishing is on a downslide. This ultimately affects people who are on the wrong side of the digital divide and cannot afford new gadgets. To support them, Prasar Bharati and National Book Trust have come together to promote books over the radio, which is an affordable medium in the context of our socio-economic milieu.
A bouquet of stories in Story Lounge. Today's episode is entitled Birju and the Flying Horse.
Hello everybody, I'm Deepa Agarwal here. Well, today I have a story to share with you, and the title of the story is Birju and the Flying Horse. It has been published by National Book Trust India, written by Deepa Agarwal and illustrated by Subir Roy. A boy named Birju lived in a small hut with his parents. His father was a gardener and his mother cleaned people's houses for a living. Birju longed to run and play like other children, but he had a lame leg, so he found it hard to walk even. Now one day his father came home all smiles. "Look, Birju, look what I've brought for you," he said. And Birju saw that his father was carrying a rocking horse. Birju was very excited. He had never seen a rocking horse before and he had hardly any toys. So right away he climbed onto the rocking horse and began to rock. He was having so much fun that he kept on rocking. And when he had rocked 101 times, something happened. The horse lurched. Birju was a little frightened. And he was even more surprised when the horse took off. It began to fly. It flew higher and higher, leaving houses, people, and trees far behind. He got even more of a shock when he heard the horse laugh. "Fooled you, didn't I? You thought I was just an ordinary old rocking horse." "That I did," Birju said, holding on tight. "How was I to know?" The horse laughed again. "I can take you anywhere in the world. Where do you want to go?" Birju said, "Towards the east. Let's go east." The horse flew faster than the wind, and Birju was beginning to enjoy himself now. Soon they reached a hill, and what did they see? There was an old woman sitting in a cave spinning. She was spinning golden threads, and there was a whole lot of them lying around her, tangled up in heaps. "This is the wise woman of the West," said the horse. "Greetings, old mother," Birju said politely. "God bless you, my child," said the old woman. "Listen, my threads have all got tangled up. Can you untangle them for me?" "Just as you say, mother," Birju replied, and he began to work. He had a hard time because there were so many threads, but he worked and finally it was all done. "God bless you, my child," said the old woman. "Now I would like to grant you a wish since you have helped me." Birju thought and thought. Then he said, "I wish my mother didn't have to work so hard all the time." "Granted," said the old woman. Then she took a blue flower and gave it to Birju. And she said, "If you ever travel west, give it to my sister who lives there." Thanking the old woman, Birju flew home. And he had barely reached when his mother arrived. She was smiling all over. "Look, Birju, today something very lucky happened. My mistress lost her diamond necklace and I helped her to find it. So she was so happy that she gave me a whole lot of money. Take this and live in comfort," she said. Birju was very happy now that his mother would be at home with him. Then one day he noticed the blue flower lying in a corner of the hut. "Oh, I must go west right away," he thought. So when his mother had gone to the market, he took off on the flying horse. Well, they flew and they reached a desert where an old woman sat weaving on a loom. She had bales and bales of cloth lying around her. Birju greeted her politely and gave her the blue flower. Your sister sent this. Ah, you have met her, said the old woman. Can you help me, child? My bales of cloth have tumbled down. Please stack them up nicely. Well, it was hard for Birju, but he managed it somehow. Please, the old woman said, would you like to make a wish? Birju thought of his father and said, I wish my father had his own garden to cultivate. Done, said the old one. But now, if you happen to go south, do visit my sister and please give her this. She produced a strange looking nut. Thanking her, Birju flew home. Luckily, his parents were not there, but soon his mother and his father both came back. His father said, I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is my pastor said, look, there is a vacant piece of land lying and I want to give it to you. Take it, grow your own produce. Then he said sadly, my employer's daughter is seriously ill. The doctors have given up on her. That's really very sad to think about. Birju felt sad too. He quietly went to the horse. Fly south with all speed, he whispered. They took off, and after flying over many distant seas, they came to an island. There they found an old woman embroidering a beautiful tapestry. Birju greeted her and gave her the strange nut her sister had said. Oh, you met my sister? Okay. Well, boy, can you help me? My thread has slipped out of the needle. I need to thread it again. Birju tried to thread the needle. The thread was very thick, but somehow he managed it, and the old woman was very pleased. Now I will give you a wish too, she said, but think hard, child, because this will be your very last wish. Birju thought of his lame leg. He had always longed for it to become all right, but then he remembered the little girl who was so ill. I wish that the little girl who's so ill becomes all right. The old woman said, granted. But listen, I want you to do one more thing. Do visit our father, the old man of the north. Birju flew home with all speed. Quietly got off the horse so his parents wouldn't notice. Then he limped inside. Did he hear? Mother said, you know, a miracle has happened. The little girl has become all right. They just don't know how it happened. Birju was absolutely delighted. Birju's mother had been rewarded with money again because the master's daughter was okay, but his leg was as lame as ever. One day he decided to visit the old man of the north. Let's fly north, he told the horse. They flew, and they came to a cave on a high snow covered mountain. An old man with a long beard was sitting at the entrance. Who comes here? He asked. It's me, Birju. Your daughter has asked me to visit you. Get off the horse. You have to approach me on foot, said the old man. But I am lame. I'm afraid I'll slip. Do as I say, said the old man. Do it, Birju. Hee hee hee. The horse whinnied. Hesitantly, Birju got off the horse. He put one leg on the ground and another, and then he got the biggest surprise of his life. He was standing straight and walking. Actually walking. How can I thank you? He told the old man. I need no thanks, said the old man. Go and see your parents, and may you always be happy and prosperous. The flying horse flew back faster than ever. Birju's parents were overwhelmed when they saw him come running on his own 2 feet. They all lived happily ever after on a little plot of land. Thanks a lot for listening, and goodbye now.
You were listening to Story Lounge, Produced by the World Service of All India Radio on behalf of Prasar Bharati in association with National Book Trust.
Story Lounge comes to you every day, same time, same channel.